salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Thursday, the 9th of October in 2025, the year of our Lord. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Let me begin by saying thank you to all of you, our listeners and our viewers who will be on TV and those who connect with us on radio and online. You could have been anywhere in the world listening to something else or watching something else, but you decide every morning to come here and have breakfast with us. So to the trotro drivers, to the taxi drivers, to the market women, to the bankers, the lawyers, the doctors, the engineers, all the big people at the top whose name I can't mention, to the priests, the pastors, to the entrepreneurs, to the school children, to traditional leaders, to traditionalists, to farmers, fishermen, every one of you. We appreciate you and we say thank you very much indeed for coming through for us every morning as we shape the minds of the nation, as we tell the people the truth, as we let you know, for some of you, what you miss or what you might have missed. And it's important that we keep that conversation properly put together. Also this morning, I should like to say a very big thank you to Sonar Fashions in Tamale for my outfit. And Sonar Fashions is reachable on 0246 590 162. 0246 590 162, and you can always get Sonar Fashions in Tamale to make something special for you and yours. Now, having spoken about Sonar Fashions, let me tell you about the latest international university in town. It's in Ghana. It's from South Africa. It has accreditation from the South African Authority. It also had accreditation from It also has accreditation from City and Guilds. It also has accreditation from the GTech here in Ghana. It also has accreditation from all the institutions that is supposed to have accreditation from. And the conversation about them is that they have the state-of-the-art facilities, and you should visit the facility. It's in the Opebia building. It's called the Rosebank International University. The Rosebank International University. The classrooms are cozy. The facility is mwah. You should see it. And I call it the adult Montessori. It's anchored on the community. It will build you to become a global citizen. And the Rosebank International University College will also afford you an opportunity. If you study locally and thrive globally, you find, jobs out there, or you can create your own. It's a chance to elevate your, potential. They have elevated degrees right from undergraduate to PhD level. It's a Rosebank International University, expert-led lecturers and a thriving student community. They inspire excellence, and that's what you should never ever miss. So you can always reach them on their phone numbers and their websites. That's if you're reaching them from outside Ghana, +233 307 007 800. +233 307 007 800, or www.riuc.edu.gh, and the Inspire Excellence. That's what the Ad Tech group in South Africa. And I recommend this to you because we are moving in a certain direction. So you can just walk into their campus at the Opebia building on the airport stretch in Accra and have a tour of the place. Admissions are up now for January 2026, and you should not miss this opportunity. Now, having said that, we want to also give the Black Stars of the Republic of Ghana their flowers, even though in the past and on many different occasions they have broken our hearts. But yesterday, they whipped their counterparts, the Madagascans, 5-0. They whipped them 5-0, 5-0. In fact, when the first round started, or the first half started, we were all, thinking, hey, only one goal, what could possibly happen? So we were worried. And then the second half came. Even then, we were, doing hanky-panky. And then second goal, third goal, fourth goal, fifth goal, and that was it. So congratulations to the Black Stars of the Republic of Ghana. Now, people are asking questions whether this should justify why Otto Addo should lead. And that's a beautiful cartoon by Tilapia. But people are asking questions. Should we still use Otto Addo, or should we forget about Otto Addo? So Otto Addo's head is on the chopping board because the Minister for Youth and Sports, or the Minister for Sports, and the new name, I skipped my mind a bit, but the Minister for Youth and Sports, Sport and Recreation, the MP for Boehm, is the Member of Parliament for Boehm, and he is the Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Idi Adams, MP. He said, look, the coach's performance has not been, what we have been expecting. So I'm sure that in his mind, he may want to change him. But will this change Mr. Kofi Adams' mind about Coach Otto Addo? And if the Black Stars do qualify for the World Cup in next year, will Otto Addo be the best man to lead us there? It's a conversation that we have. While we congratulate them, we also want to ask these questions. It's very, very important that we do. And for those of us who are not too enthusiastic about sports, we can only sit and watch. For those of you who are sports people, to ask the questions, and later we will have that conversation here. Since yesterday we spoke about a man who gave a policeman a headbutt. And I want to congratulate the Ghana Police Service and the other institutions that are working. And we will come to some of the other institutions. So I saw this somewhere. I'm told it happened somewhere around Garu. And I put it out there and called on the Ghana Police Service to take action. Because if action is not taken, it will be normalized. And this is not the first time that somebody has attempted to beat a policeman or whatever it is, or a man in uniform. Let me put it that way. And the police responded immediately after the show. They put out a post on their official Facebook page, which I found commendable. Now, let's read the statement that the police put out yesterday relative to this. That you can maybe applaud the policeman for not deciding to defend himself by also putting his Kalashnikov into full action. Because he could have done that if he felt that he was outnumbered and his life was under threat. But you could clearly see, for whatever reason, I don't know. And I know that they expect at the Ghana Police Service, COP Donko, Lydia Donko, and a team, very crack team of investigators, will do a great job. And this is from the regional headquarters, Ghana Police Service, Bolgatanga in the Upper East region. It's dated the 7th of October 2025. It's a press release. And this was posted just a few minutes after we had done with Johnny's Bite. I don't know if to call it a scorecard or to leave it there. But police on manhunt for suspect who assaulted officer at Garu. The Upper East Regional Police Command has commenced investigations into an incident in which a police officer was assaulted by a commercial tricycle rider at the Garu in the Upper East region. The incident occurred on the 6th of October 2025 when the officer and community protection assistants, CPAs, were conducting stop and search operations along the Garu-Nankpanduri road. The team intercepted a tricycle loaded with sacks of groundnuts and passengers sitting on top. When the officer instructed the rider to stop and park properly for inspection, he became aggressive and attacked the officer. The suspect has fled, then fled the scene on his tricycle. Efforts are underway to arrest the tricycle rider and ensure he faces the full rigors of the law. Signed, Chief Inspector Abdul Rahman Sumalia. He's a public affairs department person at the Upper East Regional headquarters of the Ghana Police Service. And I think this is commendable. And you'd agree with me that lately or recently, the police has been forthcoming with a lot of information about how they are progressing in their investigations. In fact, yesterday or so, there was a press conference, and it's regular. So you are updated about who has been arrested and what processes they have been taking through, etc. And I think that for me, that is also good. And I would use that opportunity to congratulate the institutions that are delivering on their mandate. For example, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operation Security, NIMOS, the task force. They are doing a yeoman's job, moving from place to place. The latest one I'm told is the River and Cobra. You have people at the port, for example, Brigadier General Poseidu, doing a yeoman's job. And I never knew that the 24-hour economy, I thought people were just making, comments about it. But somebody took me to the port at night, and they were working. And for those of you who know, in the past, by 4:35, everybody is preparing to leave and go home. So people are actually doing some work, and they must be commended, which is why I insist and agree with the people who also say that if somebody has been given an appointment or a position and the person is not performing, kick the person out. It is not a family inheritance, because we have seen it in this country before. People were not performing, but were kept there because we liked it. And I will refer this again and say that was why Ghanaians voted against the previous government. The sins of the previous government must not be repeated by this government. If not, the defeats that the previous government faced will be worse for you if the elections are fought and won or lost. So I'm sure that the powers that be and the appointing authorities are listening, because these are sentiments that are coming from the streets, as I like to put it. And the streets know. Now, another institution that is doing some good work, and please find me TDC boss is also doing some good work, I'm told. Very, very good work, and we need to celebrate him. And then also, take me to HEFRA, in fact, the Health Facilities Regulatory Authority. Dr. Ban is doing a great job cracking down on people, and with the Miss Nuhoho and the rest of the team who work at HEFRA, they're doing a job as they ought to do, because HEFRA, as a health regulatory facility authority, right, must be up and doing for all our sakes. Because if I walk into a lab, or I walk into a hospital or another health facility where I know that I'm going to get quality health care, but the facility doesn't have the requisite license, you can just imagine what could possibly happen to me if there are quacks in there. You could just understand. Look, find me that SOT, and let's play Dr. Ban's SOT from HEFRA on the crackdown.
Recently, we've noticed that a lot of facilities are operating either without license or some with expired licenses. And this is against the law. Those who have not renewed their licenses, we gave them what we call administrative fines and gave them within 2 weeks to regularize their operations. Some of them did. They paid their administrative fines, and they initially registered. We did licensing for them, and they are okay. A few of the facilities have been very recalcitrant, and they have not paid their administrative fines, they have also not taken steps to get a license. Once your facility is not licensed, we are not sure of what is going on there. We don't know whether you have the right personnel, equipment, and the processes to provide care to patients who enter your facility. Once that happens, it means that we have to come and then close it down. The Health Facilities Regulatory Agency is undergoing what we call a reset. We want to position ourselves to do what we have been set up to do and to protect the public against dangerous practices.
So
recently,
another of the people who are doing a great job, like Dr. Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa and a couple of others, Dr. Atufosin, Haruna Idrisu, Kwame Agboja. Some of them, you can actually see them moving and doing something. So the rest must also come with their scorecard and show working, because we want to see actual work, not talk and paper leadership. We don't want to see that. We actually want to see some real work happening on the ground, because the conversation is about bettering the lives of the people and making them comfortable. So if you are giving that opportunity to come in there, to come and be a CEO or a board chairman or a council chair or whatever it is that you are giving the opportunity to hold on to, and we don't see the results, or you don't find a way to tell your story, then there will be a problem. Kwabena Mintah Kando, for example, doing a great job. The only point that I may disagree with them is that this HPV, vaccination, I didn't see a lot of public sensitization and education about it. But so we have the same conversation about what happened during COVID when people told their families and friends not to go and take the vaccine and all of that. But if you listen to the mindset behind it and the concept and the intention and everything else, it's a good thing. He's moving left, right, center, working with all the patients that you can find. MP for Dwaboso Kwabena Mintah Kando. But I think that there should have been a lot more public education and sensitization before this started. And I'm saying this on good authority because between 2001 and 2005, I participated actively in the National Immunization Days. I used to carry that, ash, box, the ice box. I used to carry that. And we'll be roaming the entire North Kaneshie, Okankwe South. Those who know, they know. Those who know, the nurses and the doctors that we worked with, they know. Our friends from WHO, UNICEF, all of that, they know what I'm talking about. So that sensitization happens prior to the immunization. So when you get to the children's schools, or you get to the churches, or you come to do mop-up, as we used to call it, whether for measles or for vitamin A and vitamin A and polio and all of those things, you have the full support. Now, yesterday a list was released, the deputy heads of missions, and we'll go through the list quickly, and I'll tell you my 2 cents, please. So I write to inform you that the President of the Republic has appointed the following persons as deputy heads of missions: Dr. Palmer Apia-Jan, Federal Republic of Germany; Francisca Pepra Jaco, Swiss Federation; Ben Doche Malo, United States of America. Uncle Ben, good morning to you. Harry Sevon, PhD, the People's Republic of China; General Thomas Opon Pepra, Canada; Suleiman Ibn Idrisu, Republic of India; Aquinas Kwanzaa, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Shatta, good morning to you. George Harrison, Republic of Korea; Jamila to Amadou, United Arab Emirates; Emmanuel Neti Afedo, the Netherlands, also Sophia Karen Edem Akwaku. The Italian Republic, Francis Doe is to Japan, and Sani Jaja is to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Kwejo Ajay Jomo is Republic of Turkey. Emmanuel Payan, I hope I got that right, sorry about that, is Russia Federation. And Alhaji Mohammed Seidu Isa Abba, Republic of South Africa. And Mohammed Ibn Abbas, Arab Republic of Egypt, and Reverend Isaac Clive Mould, PhD, the Kingdom of Denmark. Kindly take the necessary steps to facilitate the appointment process for the persons listed above. Please accept the President's highest regards. Callistus Mahama, PhD, Secretary to the President. Copy to the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Vice President, and the Chief of Staff. So that's what we have there. And let me also make special mention of the Foreign Affairs Minister and the Minister for the government spokesperson, Phyllis Kwachu Fosu, all the guys. Samjata George, yes. The data, no. Somebody said she's not spending her husband's money as she used to spend on data because the data lasts for too long. Samjata George, good morning to you as well. Sammy Jeffio, good morning to you. Now, the two names that have come up, and I don't doubt their competencies at all, are General Thomas Opon Pepra, and people are asking and making all manner of insinuations, and Mr. Ben Doche Malo, and his qualifications and his experience around the world is not in doubt. But let me focus on General. People are suggesting that if General Opon Pepra, who was the CDS under President Akufo Addo, has been appointed by this administration, then it means that President Akufo Addo was naked at the time, or the government was naked at the time, because he's a big security chief. And then I ask myself, are we just interested in politicizing everything, or are we properly interested in making sure that our nation works and progresses? There are reasons that you have very good materials in this country who have decided to stay off any appointments, because as soon as you accept the appointment under a regime, you'll be put in a box as somebody who is supposed to be a neutral, but you are not a neutral. And I don't know whether they mean neutral polish. These days, I don't see the people sell neutral polish anymore. But have you forgotten General Blay? General Blay, he was appointed, right? A former IGP was also appointed. If the man is qualified to go and serve, leave the man alone to go and serve. You who are making those comments with your 2 CDs megabyte thing on Facebook, can you go and serve? And I've told you that when they ask you to come and say certain things, be very careful. Think through it as well. Because you are a human being, you are not a party symbol. Do you understand me? When they send you to come and say some of the things, don't be an atasa. Be a human being, because you are not a party symbol. And we are looking for the progress of the nation. Today, key elements are telling us that, from the previous administration, are telling us that they didn't listen, they made mistakes, they are sorry, they apologize, people got it wrong, etc. Blame games are going on and on and on. Small internal contest for 5 people. So if you agree that you didn't listen, you did the wrong things in the past, you made mistakes, etc., blah, 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 and you have rendered an apology for it, you expect that this administration will also make the same mistakes. This administration will also not listen. This administration will also come and apologize in the run-up to the 2028 election. How do we move forward as a country? You see why people will steal our money and come and sit on national TV and explain it away, and they are told to go and sin no more? People will continue to steal our money because we enable people to be thieves. And that is why the streets are not happy that so far people have not been prosecuted, even though we have been told that there is empirical evidence that can nail them. And as I said before, some of them are still on social media making funny noises. They are the ones who will grow and tell your children, or their children will come and tell you that Papa and Bobra. They are the ones who will grow up and have the voice and the temerity to tell you or your children that Papa and Bobra, if the national cake is shared evenly, because at some point we couldn't find the bakery to even locate the national cake. Now we are trying to make sure that the bakery works so that the cake will be baked so that we can all share the cake. You have decided to turn yourself into an atasa. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this to ourselves? In the past, look, I sat with the three Ahoy brothers and their sisters in an interview when they wrote their book. And they said, under President Rawlings, it didn't matter what political color you belonged to. The question he would ask is, can he do the work? Is he qualified? Is he competent enough to do the work? Voila, you have the job. We must not limit everything to politics and be polarized about it. You have institutional heads that have been so deep into politics that a common emotional intelligence conversation about negotiation will be turned into a political football. And then they will turn around to come and apologize. Look, this excuse, let's go. Show me the picture, the picture of GTTC. I just want to say good morning to them. Yesterday, somebody reached out to me that the head of the institution wants the side of the story head. And I said, I don't have a problem. Put out a statement so that we can give it the same prominence, or we can call you on Johnny's Bite and put the allegations to you one by one, and you can explain. I am still waiting, but I'm saying good morning to the leadership at this particular institution in the Greater Accra region. I'm just saying good morning to you. Here ends the sermon. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. That's 055-924-2717 and 055